Salah al Hashimi joins us live from London. He is an Iraqi human rights lawyer. Good day, Mr. Hashimi. It's good to have you here on TRT World. Let me just direct you straight to what U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said. He said, it's a great day for people across the world who've suffered far too long from Daesh's cruelty of terrorism. How would you describe and rank the terror group's human rights atrocities?
Well, allow me, first of all, to say a few words about the American president's announcement of the death of the leader of ISIS. I think it was a very dramatic reading of a story that he wanted to portray to the world as being an enormously successful operation. It could have been, of course, against an individual whom, as your own reporter said, and I agree with, somebody who is of very little significance, not because he is not running the day-to-day operations of a very small group of people called ISIS. He is, his group, namely ISIS, is no longer supported by the vast numbers of people who initially supported it, because it was exposed as an organization that adopts an extremely ultra view of the religion of Islam. And therefore, when they were exposed, a lot of people turned their back on this so-called Khilafat, and therefore his support, and of course with the military pounding of his troops, was reduced to no more than a mere symbol, and that symbol is now gone. Again, I also agree with your reporter that this is an ideologically based organization. The death of the leader does not mean the death of the ideology. However, only time will tell the impact of his death will be on the group of people who may hold the same ideology as we speak. Now, in terms of a terror group, of course, they did commit atrocities. There's no doubt about it, against minorities, particularly in Iraq. And the most famous of those minorities were the Yazidis, who I think bore the brunt of ISIS's terror. However, they are not lone wolves. There have been other terror organizations in the world who have committed similar, if not more, atrocities. And I would cite also, for example, the Tamil Tigers in Sri Lanka, who were destroyed by the government forces a few years ago. They have also fought an enormously violent war, and they committed also atrocities. The Sri Lankans will tell you that. And therefore, at the end of the day, these groups will always spring up. I think what the American president and most commentators missed is addressing the underlying causes why ISIS was sprung up in that particular area. And I would cite the very fundamental truth, and that is the invasion of Iraq and the destabilization of the entire area, which really led to the formation of such extremist groups. Nobody's addressing that.
You know, I do take your point on Donald Trump's drama when he released this announcement early this morning on Sunday. For example, when Trump actually once tweeted, "Stop congratulating Barack Obama for killing Osama bin Laden. The Navy SEALs killed him," but of course Trump is taking all the credit for having taken out al-Baghdadi. But back to what I wanted to ask you. What do you think news like this does for the survivors or the families of the victims of Daesh? Do you think it helps them get closure?
Well, I think if they read into the situation, they will not find that there's much significance as his death, because this is an ideologically based group. There will always be people who will believe in the ultra fundamentalist orthodox view of Islam. At the end of the day, this ultra-orthodox view exists in most, if not all, Abrahamic faiths. It's not only Islam that does this. So I think his influence has gone away quite some time ago, because he has been in hiding for some time. He has not made any announcements. We have not heard of him since he has gone into hiding. And therefore, it could be that there are some minor pockets who may operate independently. That will always be the case, until, of course, they either give up the ideology and say, well, this is no longer going to be beneficial for us, and therefore we either switch sides or we go back into the community. So I don't think there will be much impact on the death of a mere symbol of a group rather than an effective leader.
Mr. Al Hashimi, thank you so much for your analysis. And of course, we do take your point that because this is really a battle against the ideology, that it will be very hard to actually conquer Daesh. Thanks again.